Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Love After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 2, and it was titled Bad at Being Good. Alright, so nobody really stood out this week, so I won't, put it in order of like the biggest wow, ooh, yeah. So we'll just do it in the line on which they showed them on the show tonight. So we first see Scott and Lindsay. So Scott, he packing because Lindsay is fitting to get released, I guess that day. Yeah, she was getting released that day or whatever like that. He excited. He done pulled out some dang on jumpsuit, talking about this his favorite outfit that he bought for her. He hopes that she wears it when she gets out and all this other stuff, child. He's never seen her face to face, okay? So, but he's seen pictures of her, and he's met the mom and the daughter, so he has like some kind of reference to her, but he hasn't been to the prison or anything like that. He said they have discussed marriage and everything, and the girl, she done sent the magazine picture of the ring that she like or whatever, some hint hint. I said, oh girl. And so she, like, when she get out, she wants to see him. She wants clothes and jewelry. And child, he done brought her a new Note 10. Like, she about to go to a halfway house. I don't even think they can have cell phones and stuff like that. I'm not sure. But it looked like he brought her a Note 10 to use when she got out of prison. And he brought her all these clothes. And he said he spent about $2,500 on her. I said, Scott, you's a fool. Okay? You is a fool. So he said that the plan, because he don't even really know if the plans has changed, is for her to fly from Cali to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Columbus to the halfway house or whatever like that, and that's where he gonna meet her at. Well, not at the halfway house. He gonna drive her there, of course, but he gonna meet her at the airport, then take her to the halfway house, and I think the mom and the daughter is gonna meet him at the halfway house. But he was like, I don't know if the plans have changed. I said, shouldn't you have checked in with her like the night before or something? Because like you doing like a whole lot of prep and stuff. Like, you don't even know if she really gonna be taking that flight, if she gonna be flying straight from here. Like, he don't know nothing, child. And then he gonna meet the mama and the daughter in the park or whatever like that. Because at first they was like, do you think that it's a scam or whatever? And he was like, well, no, I don't think it's a scam because she let me meet her mom and her daughter at Thanksgiving. So he went to the mama and them house in 2018 for Thanksgiving. So he said, I don't think it's a scam because she allowed me to, come inside her house. I think that this is the real deal or whatever. And I'm like, like, you don't, the mama don't think, because the mama is actually her grandma, but she has raised Lindsay since she was 6 months old. And this mama, unless she a good ass liar, she don't seem like she would lie for Lindsay. Like, she don't seem like she would have her Lindsay having like all these guys coming in and out the little girl life and stuff like that. So it don't sound like she lying or anything like that. So we'll see. But he playing stepdaddy, child. He done brought the little girl school clothes. He playing with the little girl at the playground, even if it just rain. I say, ain't the stuff wet, but whatever. He like, it doesn't, what do you say? You can't help where you find your soulmate at or whatever like that. I mean, I guess that's true. He said that the mama and them now live 3 hours away. So apparently they moved or something. So instead of driving 3 hours to meet her at her house, they were meeting at the park. So they met halfway or whatever like that. The mama and them haven't even talked to Lindsay yet. So the mom don't know what's going on. The little girl, Molly Gray, she was cute. She was excited to see her mom and stuff like that. She said she hasn't seen her in 2 years or 4 years or something like that. Because I don't think she went to did she go to the prison? I don't think she went to the prison because they didn't show any pictures of the mom and the little girl at in prison or not in prison, but yeah, in prison or whatever like that. So I don't think she's seen her, but I think she hasn't seen her in like 4 years. So she's excited to see her mom and stuff like that. The mama was saying like how Lindsay had got a college degree, but then she had a dark side and stuff like that the mom didn't know about. And that was doing meth. I said, that's a hell of a drug. But she looked good, though. Like, she got all her teeth. Like, her skin ain't messed up. Like, she really looked good. Like, it don't look like she was on meth. Because Lindsay was saying, like, she was doing meth. And then she got into selling meth to feed her habit of using meth or whatever like that. And then she was just like, why would she, it was easy money basically. She said she made $10,000 on a Friday night. I said, what? Girl, if I wasn't so scared, no, I wouldn't do that. But anyway, she was saying like that's why what she did. And then the mom was saying like Scott can be like a different change in her life or whatever like that, to help her stay out of trouble or whatever. And Lindsay was on the inside talking about something. She done got 8 citations in 2 months, child. He hoping that he gonna be a change in her life and she gonna get it together. And I'm like, well, she just got 8 citations in 2 months. Like, that don't sound like she gonna be on the right track. And she even said that she's so bad at being good. Like, I said, but I hope that she realizes what she has in front of her, because Scott, even though he's stupid, because he's spending all this money on this girl, he seems like he has a good heart and stuff. And then we got a little background about him. He had a 20-year-old son who died on impact in a car accident or whatever. I think it was more so a motorcycle, because they were showing pictures of the of his son on a motorcycle. And I guess his son and then his cousin or something both died at the same time in the accident. So I said, oh my God. He said they died on impact. So it was just like they got hit, boom. I said, oh my God. Like, and did he say it was a one car? So it was just them. They were driving. Maybe they hit something. I don't know. But that's tragic. So he said he didn't know if he was going to get over that. And he, finally got over it and stuff like that. So he doesn't want to lose Lindsay or anything like that. So I hope Lindsay get it together for poor Scott, because if she been playing him all this time, I don't know what Scott gonna do. Cause child, that's a shame. And he was saying like it's a second chance for both of them and stuff like that. So he sound like he got a good heart and stuff like that. But he need to take it slow with Lindsay, because I don't know. I don't think she didn't turned around. I don't think so. Now we see John and Christiana. Theirs wasn't a lot. He got a whole limo, child. And this like a stretch limo. This thing was big. The limo guy all getting into it. He was like, he came out the hotel, was like, all right, this is what we got to do. This person going to follow. We're going to go to the park, set this up. Then we're going to jump in the limo, go to the prison. We're going to get in the limo, me and her, after I propose. And then we're going to come over to the park, get married. Then we're going to buy a Chicky Wow Wow in the back of this truck. They was like, oh, okay, whatever. So they go to the park. They setting up the truck. They like, well, why are you putting curtains back here or whatever? He was like, because I don't want the cops to see us fucking. I said, well, okay, a little privacy, okay. So then one of his friends was saging him and stuff like that, and John was like, he wants this marriage to last, because he married 4 times, but he married one person twice. And he was saying like the other marriages didn't last very long or anything like that. So that's why I'm saying, like, did he have a Native American type wedding with the other people? Because he was saying it's kind of hard to divorce when he does the Native American wedding ritual or whatever like that. So maybe he didn't do that with them 2 or them 3. So because they got divorced real quickly. So he said that this is the last time he want to get married. He don't want to get married no more. This is it. This is his soulmate. This is what it's going to be. He and the limo guy, they chatting it up and stuff like that. The limo guy, this shit was funny. He was like, he hasn't seen her in prison. No, he said he's seen her in prison. They kissed, but he couldn't touch her, whatever like that. And so the guy was like, what did he say? He was like, did y'all talk about marriage or something like that? He was like, well, no, she don't even know no, he was like, does she know you in a limo? And he was like, no, she don't know we in a limo or nothing like that. She don't even know I'm going to propose to her. He was like, oh, wow. So she don't even know nothing about that? He was like, no, but I got faith that it's going to work out and stuff like that. And he was like, well, let's hope. And then he looked, the way he looked at that mirror like, we hope. I cracked up. I said, why are you looking at the man in that mirror through the mirror like that? That shit was funny to me. But he was saying like, what did he say? Oh, he said that she loves him. That she has told him that she loves him, but she's not in love with him because they haven't had sex yet. So he don't know if she gonna say I do, because she was saying we haven't dated or anything like that, so I gotta get to know you and stuff. So this gonna be like, yeah, we should have thought this through all the way, John. But She was supposed to get out at 7:45. Child, she late. I don't know what time she finally got out there, but she late. But when she finally do get out there, they park all the way across the street. I said they had to drive her out to jail, but they couldn't drive her to the curb. Like, what kind of shit? But anyway, he walking up there to meet her. She was like, oh my God, you got a limo? And he was like, yeah, I got a limo. She's so struck about the limo. She like, oh, hey, baby, hey. Child, her voice so damn deep. She sound like, who was that damn lady? Oh my God, she was my favorite. And I cannot think of her goddamn Angela. She sound like goddamn Angela, but not as deep. But I'm gonna have to work on it. I'm gonna get it next time. But she was just like, her drug of choice, she rap sheet long, child. She said her drug of choice was cocaine and meth. Now she looked like she was doing something, okay? Lindsay, not so much, but Christiana, she looked like she been doing something, child. But she like, is we taking the limo all the way down, to the thing? He was like, no. And so she was like, oh, okay. So the limo guy, he take her box and was like, let me put it in the front seat. He opening up the door for her. And John was like, okay, but before we go, let me talk to you. Let's have a conversation on the side and stuff. And she was like, oh, Lord. So he was like, well, I know we about to get into a lot of fun and all this other stuff, but it's something I want to ask you before we do get into all this. And I thought I would take the time to ask you, would you marry me? Child, she said her stomach turning. And that's how we ended the show. So we don't know if she's going to say yes or no. We don't know, child. But a part of me is leaning to she going to say yes or whatever. But, child, that shit was funny. Because she was like, oh, my God, my stomach is turning. Like, you going to say yes? Whatever. Then we saw Maurice and Jessica. So it's also the morning I release for Maurice or whatever like that. Jessica was putting that makeup on. I said, well, she look pale. She gonna put some other makeup on. But she did. She look older than her age. Because ain't she 31? She don't look 31. But at any rate, she said she nervous. She couldn't sleep. She said they've been married for 4 years, but of course he was in prison, so she don't know how, he gonna get acclimated to the world and stuff like that. And then he was a Crip, so she kind of worried about that. They haven't seen each other in 2 years or whatever. And because he got in trouble for like bringing in drugs or something like that, so they haven't seen each other for 2 years. And she getting all sexy and stuff. She like, well, he usually see me in sweatpants and stuff, but now he gonna see all my breasts out and whatnot. She started putting makeup on her legs. I said, what? Whatever. But she had some thick thighs. I said, okay, I see you, Jessica. But she was getting all sexy in her little tiny dress and stuff like that because she ready to see her man. And she was nervous and worried because she was saying like, maybe he just is using me for sex or whatever. Because she said because you can't have conjugal visits unless you're married. So she said that he was talking to somebody else prior to her and him getting married. And she knows he hasn't talked to anybody after that. That's what you think. But because the first girl that he was talking to, or one of the girls he was talking to that she knows of, was giving him money. So I don't know. A little piece of me is thinking that he was still talking to this girl because the girl was sending him money. Like, who in jail going to turn down some money? But she said he wasn't talking to nobody else after they got married and stuff like that. But she's still scared that he was just using her for sex and stuff because, like I said, you can't have sex if you're not married or whatever. And she was saying like they would go at it like rabbits and energize the bunny and all this other stuff. So I said I did not need to know all that. They was 11. She used to drop 11 hours. 11 hours. 11 hours. That's how 11 hours. How long is the conjugal visit? Like, do they get a weekend or something? I don't know. Somebody let me know. Like 11 hours. I hope they wasn't just in like one day. And they was just like, okay, you getting your conjugal visit, like, go, you got 45 minutes, come back out, and then she get back on the road to go back home. Like 11 hours? That's a long time for some dick. 11 hours? I'm so stuck. That's a long ride for some dick. Like, that's, no, 11 hours? No, somebody tell me, is a conjugal visit a weekend? Now I can understand if it's a weekend, you having like a little weekend trip, you go out there, meet your man and stuff like that for the weekend, then you drive on back home. Because that's like a little mini vacation or something like that. But I mean, you in the prison and it's a conjugal. But I mean, if it's a weekend, okay. But if it's like a day, that's hell no. And you can, how many times you coming up? Child, bye. Anyway, he was supposed to get out at like 7:45, child. He don't get out until like 10 something. She nervous and about to throw up, her heart beating out her chest, but he finally come out there and stuff like that. They kissing and she crying and he like, yeah, I was coming out, because the producer was like, well, what was you thinking when you was coming out? He was like, I was thinking like, yes, I'm finally out. And then I looked across the street and was like, who that white lady? Is that my wife? Okay, she's sexy. I said, you better talk big to your woman. You better. And so the producer was like, well, what you want to do next? He was like, what you think? Like, I want to have sex. Like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, I've been locked up. I ain't seen this hoe in 2 years. I'm ready to bone. Like, hey. So they head off to the hotel to buy Chicky Wawa. I said, oh, Lord, she gonna need ice for her poom, child. She gonna need some ice. Somebody get her some ice stat. Okay. Then we see Chevelle, and we gonna call, like we said, we gonna call him Q, because we don't know is it Quaylon, we don't know what they calling him, because everybody says something different, so we calling him Q. Okay. We see her, she's sending the little baby girl to her mama house, and I said her mama must love that yellow. Yellow must be her favorite color, because she was wearing that yellow lipstick and eyeshadow again. It's not cute on her. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. But anyway, she's sending the daughter off to her grandmama house or whatever like that. And her mama like, well, you know why? She was like, yeah, because she gonna see Quaylon. Oh, she didn't say Quaylon. Quaylon or something she said. I said, oh, the baby know all the tea. So Chevelle was saying she fell in love with him because he sent the daughter a birthday card for her birthday. Oh, okay, it don't take much. So that's what she said. She fell in love with him. Child, she said that baby calling that man daddy. I said, now that's too far. That is too far, Chevelle. Like, what if it don't work out? What if he doing, like, what? Child, and then he just fall out her life. So then her real daddy, because I don't know what happened to her real daddy. So her real daddy out her life. Then this man who playing her daddy gonna be out. That's too much. She doing too much with that one. I ain't like that one at all. The mama is like, this is it, like, this is, you gonna see him, like, you nervous and stuff. And she like, yeah, I'm a little nervous and stuff, but I'm excited to see him and whatever. And her mama's like, okay, well, I'm kind of nervous for you too, but I know I raised you on certain morals and values, and you got a relationship with God, so I want you to channel that when you meet him and hold on to those things when you meet him. And I thought that was good advice. And she was saying, like, if you see any red flags, she promised me you gonna walk away. And they took the mama outside, and they said, the mama was saying, like, he gonna have to prove himself to me. Like, he just really gonna have to prove himself to me. And the mama was also like, he could be a lesson or a blessing, and I'm hoping that he a blessing. I said, mama, you better preach. Okay. So Chevelle nervous because she gotta go pick up the mama, his mama, from the hotel or somewhere, because she'd have flew into Missouri to go see him when he came out of jail. So Chevelle nervous. She'll like, if I don't get the mama's approval, like, what's going to happen and stuff like that. And he's a whole mama's boy. He got his mama tattooed on him 2 times, child. Like, he's a whole mama's boy. And he done already told his mom that he was going to move to Florida. He done told Chevelle he going to stay in Kansas. And he kind of like, if the mom don't approve, then I can't date her. Child, you're a grown ass man. Like, if you need to make decisions on your own. Like, you can't be going by what your mama say. Like, unless that girl hurting you or doing something dangerous to you or whatever like that, then she ain't got to be approving nothing. That's who you want to be with. Like, she just need to be like, you know what? I'm going to respect my son, respect this woman, and keep it moving. Like, Chevelle about to get a whole rude awakening. That's why I'm like, you shouldn't have that little girl calling that man daddy. Like, he nervous, he anxious, because they show like a little blurb about him, and he was saying like he's scared about transitioning in the real world because like everything has changed. He was saying like social media has changed. When he got locked up, they were still using MySpace. I said MySpace used to be the jam. I used to love me some MySpace. Child, I used to love me some MySpace. Then Facebook came out and I joined Facebook and then Facebook took over. But I love me some MySpace. I used to put my little song on there. I had my little top 5. Then I used to change my background like once every Sunday. My new background be up. Like I used to love me some MySpace. I don't know if I ever like canceled it. But I don't remember the password or nothing like that. I remember the username, but I don't remember the password. But I wondered, is it like, I think it's still up. Yeah, I think it's still functioning for like people who do music or something like that. But yeah, MySpace used to be the jam. It was, and then Facebook came and ran it out. But yeah, he gonna have to get acclimated because we got Snapchat, we got TikTok, we got what else? We got Facebook, Instagram, what's the other one? Twitter. We got a whole bunch of stuff, so he gonna have to catch on quickly. Cause yeah, and he might get lost in that because he went in when he was 17. He's 29 now. He basically still 17. He went in at 17. He gonna come out at 17. I don't care how many books he read. He is not. He can't. Child. He gonna be like freaking what was that man's name? It wasn't Andre. Oh, I can't think of his name, but he was one. He wanted to be a rapper at like 50. Like he gonna be just like, cause he came in at that young age, so then he hasn't grown into adulthood the way other people have. So I don't know. I think unless Chevelle really like, I don't know. Cause he ain't really experienced nothing. He ain't really experienced like turning 18, turning 21, playing a field or whatever. Unless he was playing the field from 1 to 17, which I doubt. Like Chevelle, child, she gonna have her hands full. But at any rate, Chevelle pick up the mama or whatever, and the mom is like, because Chevelle is nervous. Like she like, well, I'm taking her son away again, basically, or whatever like that. The mama hugged her and stuff, and they had like a nice little greeting. But when they got in that car, child, it went all the way south because the mom wanted to take him back to Texas, and because she's scared that he could potentially fall backwards, which is true because if he go back in those same environment, then he could fall backwards. But if he moving in with Chevelle, is he supposed to be moving in with Chevelle? I don't think Chevelle lives in that same area where he got in trouble, but he can always get in the car and go travel and all the other stuff. So I can see where the mom is concerned about, but he got to make better decisions. Like he has to have learned something while in prison and make better decisions once he gets out. What happened? She said, the mama said she ain't see him since 3 years. And the mom was like, yeah, because when he come out, I'm taking him back to Texas, and I can't wait to have my baby near me. And Chevelle like, huh? Like, he moving to Kansas City. What you talking about? And she like, no, we talked about it, and he coming to Texas and stuff. And she was like, well, no, he told me that he was coming to, how about to say New Orleans? He was coming to Kansas or whatever. She was like, I don't know who told you that lie, but he coming to Texas. I don't want him here. The whole point of me moving to Texas was to get him out of that environment and stuff like that. He coming to Texas. And Chevelle like, well, he a grown man. He gonna have to make, decisions and stuff like that. She was like, I want him close to me, and that's what he gonna be. And I can go in there and I can walk right in there and walk him right on out with me. And I bet you he come. I said, ooh, child. That's gonna be a mess. And Chevelle was already in her feelings because she said they made a pact to tell each other everything last year, and he then basically lied to her because he told her that he told his mom about moving to Kansas. So that's the whole mess, child. I said, They was not seeing eye to eye in that goddamn car at all. So this is going to be interesting when they pick him up. Then lastly, we had Sean and Destiny. And Sean is a fool. He getting catfish like a mug. The picture he keeps showing of this girl is not this girl. And this girl keeps telling this man that he didn't gain, she didn't gain 20 pounds. And she don't want him to judge her because she looked different and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, that don't sound right. This girl who gonna come out of there is not that girl in the pictures at all. She found that girl pictures or used her roommate's pictures or something like that. But this is not going to be that same girl. I think it's going to be a girl because he met up with the ex-wife later on. Not the ex-wife because they wasn't never married. We found out they wasn't goddamn married. 22 years? And you ain't getting over it? Girl, stop. Y'all comment, wow. Stop. So let's get back up to when he was in the car, because he was in the car talking to Destiny or whatever like that, and he was telling her like what he found out. He was like, yeah, you got an extensive rap sheet or whatever like that, but the good news is it's going to take like $5,000 for you to get out. But if you get out and you skip, I'm going to have to pay the whole $50,000. Child, why she ain't never even say nothing about she wasn't going to dip out? Did y'all catch that? That she ain't saying that she wasn't going to dip out. She basically said, I love you. You've been the one by my side. I just need you by my side, and don't get mad or anything like that or judge me or nothing like that, because I picked up some weight in prison and I look different and I don't want you to judge me and all this other stuff. And I was just like, now one time did you mention that you weren't going to skip out on this man? This don't sound right. This don't sound right. She going, child, I hope she do not leave, because this man said he used his 401k and his savings for her. So if she dip out, he gonna be in the hole, baby. He went to go meet up with his baby mama, because that's what she is. I thought they had got married and got divorced or something like that. Turns out she been a baby mama for 22 years, got 6 kids by this man. And he go tell her, like, you know, the girl Destiny that I was talking to and stuff. And she was like, yeah, He was like, well, I wanted you to let you know that she about to get out of prison and she gonna be living with me. She was like, what? Huh? What the hell? No, why? Like, you doing too much or whatever like that. Like, why would you, let her move in like this? This is crazy and stuff like that. You don't even know this woman. She could be a catfish. She could be using you for anything. Like, you don't know this woman. Why would you have her move into your house like this? And she could go back to drugs. He like, well, she might have changed and stuff. She was like, I don't believe that shit. Nobody don't change and stuff like that. He like, look, don't be prejudging my woman. She done changed, okay? And so he gonna ask, she asked him, like, how much money do you spend? He was like, well, a few thousand. She was like, a few thousand? That you done spend a few thousand on this woman that you could have spent on your kids. Like, I got your 6 kids and we had Play-Doh's closet, and you could have spent that $1,000 on these goddamn children. Okay, we could at least went to Rainbow or something like that. At least nobody water clothes. Like, we could have went somewhere else. But you want to spend all the money that on this girl and not your children. And he was like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I take care of my kids and stuff. And then somehow he said that he was going to marry her or whatever. And she was like, wait, what? So you going to marry her? Like, I ain't want to get that serious. Like, so you wasn't in love with me? Like, it wasn't that serious for me? Like, I got 22 kids. Jesus, I said 22 kids. 22 years in the game. I done had your 6 kids, but you gonna marry her? So I wasn't good enough to get married, but I was good enough to have your kids. I said, ooh, girl. She was just like, I was nothing, huh? He was like, no, he had no words, for real. Like, for real. And then he was like, well, I was just being courteous and letting you know. I didn't have to tell you or whatever like that. She was like, well, look, you do what you want to do, but this might be the last time you see your daughter because of all this foolishness you about to go through. And he was like, well, are you going to tell her? She was like, I ain't telling her nothing. This is your bed. You lay in it. You tell her what's going on and stuff like that. So he was like, all right. They get up to the counter. And she was just saying, like, based off her reaction. So she leaving it up to the daughter if she want to, spend time with her dad and stuff like that. She wasn't saying, like, you can't see your kids because you're going to be with this woman. She was like, based off her reaction, you gonna know if she want to still be around you and stuff like that. So the mama was like, I'm going out in the car, y'all converse or whatever like that. I'm going out in the car, yada yada yada. So he tells her what's going on, and she was speechless. She was just like, but what was she in prison for? And he was like, for drugs and stuff like that. And she was like, well, that's a big thing. Like, that's something big and major, like drugs and stuff like that. And she was like, I think you just moving really fast and whatnot. And he was like, yeah, but she was like, well, why does she have to move in? And he was like, because she doesn't have anywhere else to live or whatever. And she started crying and stuff. And then she was saying, like, it sounded like you trying to start a new family. He was like, I don't want to start a new family. Just because me and your mom didn't work out don't mean that I don't love you and I don't want to still be around you and stuff like that. And the little girl, she's smart. She was like, she gonna have to prove herself to me. She gonna have to show that she really wants my dad for my dad and is not using him or whatever. And I said, this little girl, she was no, she wasn't 12. I don't know how she was, but or I don't know if they showed it. I don't think so. But she was smarter than her goddamn daddy. Smarter than her daddy. And that was the end of the show, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Scott and Lindsay, that's fitting to be a mess because from the previews, it looked like she ain't get off the plane, but we don't know. You know how they always be skewing shit. John and Christiana, I think he gonna ask her to marry her, and I think she gonna say yeah, cause I think she gonna say yeah. And Maurice and Jessica, child, I hope it don't be a whole nother goddamn Michael, Sarah and Megan type thing. I hope that if he squashed all the kind of relationships he had when he was in prison, and he was just really focused on Jessica. I really hope that's the case. Chevelle and Q, she gonna have issues with that mama. She gonna have issues with that mama because that man is a mama's boy, and he gonna go with his mama ass. She about to get a rude awakening. And then Sean and Destiny, Sean just stupid as hell. Sean just stupid as hell because this girl is not Destiny. Her name might be Destiny. I'm lying. Her name may be Destiny because they looked up the record and all the other stuff. So her name is Destiny, but that person in that picture was not Destiny. That was her roommate or somebody in her cell block or whatever. But that was not Destiny that she sent the picture to. And he is about to get a whole rude awakening. And it looks like it's coming on next Friday when he gonna meet her. Watch they wait till the end of the goddamn episode, y'all. I'm gonna be so pissed if they do. Because I cannot wait to see what the hell Destiny looks like, because I know it is nowhere near that picture. I know it's not. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all thought about tonight's episode. If y'all like the content of this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all, until next time, peace.